Have you ever worked in a toxic workplace? During my career, I've worked at some great companies with amazing cultures, but one culture stands out as toxic more than any of the other cultures. So I wanted to review what happened in that culture and what made it so toxic. The first thing was the owner of the business wanted to keep the temperature in the office at 60 degrees. I remember my first day in just thinking, wow, it's kind of cool in here. And then noticing that people had little space heaters in their individual cubicles. And I'm like, what is going on? Why don't we just turn on the heat? That's when the manager said, you know what, we actually keep it at this temperature because the owner doesn't want people falling asleep after lunch. I wish that the temperature was the only bad thing about this place. But as I started talking to employees and co-workers, I started to notice that people were always just talking bad behind other people's backs. And then this made me think, what are people saying about me behind my back? It was managers talking bad about employees, employees talking bad about managers, the managers talking bad about the owner. It was pretty much everybody backstabbing one another. Terrible to be a part of. The next thing I noticed was there was just high turnover. So when I started with someone else. She lasted 2 weeks and then was fired. Then a month later, they hired 2 more people. Both of them got fired. Then next month, they hired 3 people. And one of them actually ended up staying. And I think actually she's still with the company now. But outside of that, there was just high turnover and they could not keep people. The last red flag, which was probably the most concerning to me, was people had this need to steal other people's business or change notes in the CRM so they could steal business. It was like everybody was just trying to get ahead of one another. I only stayed at this company for 6 months, and that was 6 months too long. But I know that there are some of you right now that are in a toxic workplace. So my advice to you is stay there as long as you can before you get another job, but be planning a way out. And if it gets too bad, you do need to quit. If it's going to affect your mental health or your physical health, you need to quit. But make sure and try your best to make sure that you have another job lined up. But let me tell you this, no toxic work environment is worth your mental health.